The lawyers for convicted killer Terry Vollbrecht focused on DNA evidence today.
That was part of a day 4 of an evidentiary hearing to see if Vollbrecht deserves a new trial for the 1987 murder of Arena woman Angela Hackle. News 3's Linda Eggert joins us with more details tonight. Linda.
Hi, guys. Well, lawyers for Terry Vollbrecht from the Madison-based Wisconsin Innocence Project continue to push their theory that some other man killed Hackle, this time with DNA evidence testimony. Back in 1987, the 18-year-old Hackle was found shot 3 times, hanging from a tree by a chain. Prosecutors eventually charged and convicted the man she'd been seen with at a bar that night, Terry Vollbrecht. But 20-plus years later, he and his lawyers are trying to point the finger at other possible killers. Today, a state crime lab DNA analyst talked about DNA tests done on 3 items taken from the murder scene: a vaginal swab of the victim and a blood stain and semen stain from a sleeping bag. During questioning, she said DNA on the sleeping bag did not match Vollbrecht.
Is it accurate then that Terry Vollbrecht cannot be excluded from DNA in the victim's vaginal swabs?
Correct.
But he is excluded from the semen stains on the sleeping bag?
Yes.
And from the blood stains on the sleeping bag?
Yes.
Okay.
But under cross-examination, the DNA analyst also said the man, Kim Brown, the man convicted of killing a second Sauk County woman years ago, could not be connected to any of the DNA on the items tested. Vollbrecht's team put another convicted killer on the stand yesterday to say Kim Brown confessed to him in '93 that he killed Angela Hackle. DNA analyst Linnea Schiffner testified today that a third person's DNA was present in the sample from Hackle, but no gender could be determined. She also said a Sauk County former Sauk City officer, along with Brown, could not be connected to DNA tested from the sleeping bag. The officer was working the night Hackle was killed and involved in earlier defense suspicions about his whereabouts that night. The hearing will continue tomorrow and possibly into next week.
Really an interesting case. We'll continue to follow indeed. Linda Eggert reporting. Linda, thank you very much.
Thank you, Linda.